Good morning, everyone. I am Crystal Hinkle, and I'm part of the team here at Syncro. Welcome to What's New in Syncro. And it's just me today, so hopefully you bear with me and are patient as I hopefully get through all of the questions. So for those of you that have never joined a What's New in Syncro, basically we try to do these every about 6 weeks and show you all of the amazing things our team has been releasing. Some of them are like very large new features. Some of them are quality of life improvements. We've got all of the really awesome community development track improvements as well that I'm excited to show off. So I use the Q&A. It's the best way for me to kind of manage questions as they come in. So if you see me looking over here, I'm either looking at that or going through this long list of awesome stuff that we've released lately. But feel free to ask your questions. I'll probably answer them at the end. And awesome. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, this shirt's new. I'm really excited. Love this design. So let's go ahead and just dive in. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's gonna be this presentation again, but I'm gonna get out of that real quick. I'm gonna see if I can share that desktop because I heard that that might be requested. It's a really cool design. Okay, so I think let's just go ahead and I'm just gonna start from the beginning. So we added some really awesome functionality. Let me move my Zoom face here so that I can see the screen all the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to invoices. We added some things to reoccurring invoices, super highly requested. So I'm just gonna go invoices, modules, reoccurring invoices. I'm just gonna grab one, any of them, doesn't matter. And one of these, this was super highly requested. So this was really cool. We've always been able to add any pending ticket charges to a reoccurring invoice, but now you can actually choose the status. So this was a huge improvement. In addition to that, you can now automatically apply any customer credit. So if that customer has credit on their account, it'll apply that to this reoccurring invoice first and then charge them the balance. So super cool things added to reoccurring invoices there. It looks like the next one, this is cool. So community-driven development track. I'm not sure if you're here, Carl, but a special shout out to you for this one. We added business hours to automated remediation. So I'm going to head over to assets and RMM. We added a new condition here. So if we go to automated remediation, there's a lot of use cases where you might not want an automation to run if it's not within business hours, or actually if you want it to run only outside of business hours. And so what we've done is add a condition here for your business hours. So again, like you could say only run during business hours or only run outside of business hours. So thanks again, Carl. We love that request. Happy to do that one for you. Another one, let's see here. We've got, automatic asset approval. So there's a few things that I want to show here. And again, I kind of go through this pretty fast. These are recorded. You can check them out again. And again, I'm definitely happy to do a live Q&A once I kind of wrap through these. So I'm going to get through these, maybe going a little bit fast, but I want to show you asset approval. So if you go into your admin section, there's a couple cool settings here. So if you go to RMM preferences, you have the ability to require asset approval. So you can either have that checked. You can also auto approve from specific known IPs. So this gives you just a little bit more control of, the assets that are being installed. In addition to that, we did add an additional security group setting as well as a new notification setting. So I think if we go to Notification Center, I'm just going to hop in. It's worth just showing you this just so that you can be aware of the different things you want to be notified on. So I think it's, if you have an RMM asset pending approval, or if it's been approved or denied, you can get notified here. So if you want to update those notification settings. In addition to that, we have also added a new setting to security groups. So essentially, when you have that enabled, you have like an entire section that's assets pending approval. And what we did was just made sure that there was a security group setting for being able to even see that. So if you don't have this enable, a technician wouldn't even be able to see assets that were pending approval. So that's where we added that into our security group. Let's see here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. So product upsells. So I'm going to kind of show you this again, maybe from a couple different angles. So first, I'm just going to show you, this is something that you enable. So I'll show you estimates because that's kind of the example that I'm going to give here. If you go to estimate settings and you go to additional settings, you can enable upsell opportunities. And I'm going to show you in a second what by selecting that just did. But I want to show you the product first. So I'm going to go to products and services. I know I've added a upsell to this one, this Dell Tower here. If you just hop over to this upsell opportunities, you can add new items. So you can start just typing and you can add whatever upsell options you want. And you can also add categories. So if you had like, hey, I want to always try to upsell like anything that was hardware or whatever that might be, you could add full categories to a product as well. And then what this looks like from an actual estimate when you're adding products, it's really great. So I'm just going to go to an estimate. I think I've got a blank one here. So if I'm going to go add a line item to this estimate here, let me see here. Oh, I already approved this estimate. Let me go to a different one. Let me make sure I want to show this fully because I think this is one of those things that really allow you to make more money with Syncro. So it's just a reminder to, hey, go ahead and upsell that product. So again, I'm going to try another one. There we go. All right. So since this one isn't approved yet, I can go ahead and add some line items. So I'm going to use that Dell Tower. And so once I create this line item, I'm going to see here's my upsell opportunity. So I can easily just, as I'm maybe on the phone with them, or I can include this in the estimate just to see if they want to purchase those as well. And you can add that to the estimate. So very quick, easy to set up and really awesome way to just continue to bring in more revenue. Let's see here. Again, I'm going kind of quickly through this, but I want to be able to make sure we have a good amount of time for Q&A, and there's a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to head over to assets in RMM. I'm sure you've all seen the registry editor that we added. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm just going to hop over here and go into Syncro Live. So we just keep adding into our amazing backgrounding tools. So if we go to registry editor here, you'll see that it's similar to the Windows registry, but it's quite a bit more advanced. And one of the things that I hear most often is that it's the searching capabilities that are really phenomenal. So you can have search options, keys, values, that kind of thing. And it returns everything that qualifies instead of just one at a time like Windows registry search does. So I've heard from the community, from the people that I work with, it's pretty awesome what it can do on a searching level. But it can also edit keys and values, delete or create keys and values also. So Registry Editor is an awesome add to our backgrounding tools. Let's see here. Ooh, I've got another community-driven development track. And so this one's a special shout out to Brad Andrews and Martha Monroe. So this is customer settings to enable the auto naming of tickets, invoices, and estimates. So I wonder, I should have just kept that estimate up. But I'll just show you the setting really quick because I think it's worth, when I'm showing you these new features, it's worth just showing you if there's anywhere that you need to enable certain things. So if you go to customers and preferences here and you go to additional settings, you'll see you have, let's see, maintain custom names between tickets, estimates, and invoices. So if you have this selected, you can go from an estimate or really a ticket to an invoice, whichever flow makes sense for your business. You can go into, let's see if this is the one. Oh, here, this is the one I was just working on. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop over to this new fun name, and I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to take this estimate and I'm going to convert it to an invoice. So now that name is now the invoice name. So prior to this update, you'd have to re-enter that name for it to match the estimate's custom name. So this was a really cool ad. I liked that. Let's see here. What do we got? Invoices, another add to invoices. You can now sort pending ticket charges in invoices. So if I just take, I'm just going to take a ticket and convert it to an invoice and just show you kind of what happens here. If it's Larry's business, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and do this one. I don't think this one has been invoiced. So I'm going to go to this one. I've got some charges. I'm going to go ahead and make this an invoice. This is what's really nice. If once I create this as an invoice, if Larry, like he always does, has pending ticket charges that could be added to this invoice, you can now sort. And so this is helpful, whether it's by ticket, timer date, start date, that kind of thing. So this was a nice quality of life improvement. All right, let's see here. Oh, this is really, really great too. Another community-driven development track. So if you're not part of our Facebook group, if you haven't heard this community-driven development track kind of thing that's happening right now, I definitely recommend joining our Facebook group, because as you can see in the last 6 weeks, we've released a ton of things based upon what you guys are asking for. So I definitely recommend checking out the Facebook group. All right, so I'm gonna actually just go back to this ticket here. What this one is, it's a shout out to Brad Otto for it's basically a notification if you have uncharged ticket time to notify you when before you resolve this ticket. So this has already been invoiced, so this might not be the best example, but let's go ahead and I'm gonna add some time to this ticket. And I'm going to view the log here. So let's see. I'm going to clear the charge so that it says that I have not charged this time. You can see that here. So based upon your settings, you can either have that automatically charged time or not. So this setting really comes into play if you're not automatically charging time by default. So you've tracked your time, and then again, this is already invoiced, so I'm hoping this will work with this live demo. But if I come over here and try to resolve this ticket, I should get this. Yes. So I currently have uncharged time on this ticket. I can decide if I just want to mark it resolved anyways, like, hey, I know I did that, I just want to mark it resolved, or you can mark it resolved and charge for the uncharged time. So this was an awesome request. Happy to do that. Exciting new ad there. All right, let's see. I don't have a payment processor integrated with this demo account, but there was a huge quality life improvement that was requested. So prior to this change, if a customer logged into their online customer portal and went to make a payment, say you have WorldPay and you also have WorldPay with ACH set up, it really only used credit card verbiage. So now we've added add ACH as a button there. So it just helps things. It's a lot smoother for the customer. So you don't have to always explain, oh, there's an ACH option also. So we did add that. Let's see here, another development track one, and this is from Alex Brendel. And if I'm saying your guys' names wrong, I apologize in advance. And this is a new portal permissions group, default for folks that don't have a portal user set up. So what was happening, if you had someone like in the organization that maybe one person forwarded a ticket to another person in the company and they didn't have a portal group set up, if they clicked that link, they actually could see like most of the things in the portal. So now what we've done is we've created a way that you have a default for non-portal users. And so what's nice about this is that now if you've got people that are sharing links, you can choose then, if they don't have portal access, what actually can that person see? So we've added that as a non-portal users group here, and then you can select the permission. So it just helps the level of security there. So that was an awesome request, Alex. Let's see, I think I have this set up on my account already, so I'm not sure I can show you like the full UI of what this looks like, but I'm gonna head over to the App Center. What we've done is we've given you the ability to trial Bitdefender. This was a huge, huge request. So if you have not trialed Bitdefender before, if you're using something else, whatever it might be, if you're brand new to Syncro, you can trial Bitdefender. You can trial it during your trial of Syncro, and you can also trial it if you're a payer. So, and you can just go to the app card. So if you don't already have it set up, it gives you the option to start your trial there. All right, let's see, let's just keep on rolling. Again, like I mentioned, this is crazy how many things we've released in the last 6 weeks. So I'm gonna head over to scripting, and we've added password type variables. So if I just head to a script, this was, again, super highly requested. I'm just going to create a new script and just show you just very briefly here. But we've always had script variables. So we've had runtime variables and platform variables, but we've added password as a variable type. So what's really nice about this is you can add passwords into your script without revealing the password to others in the scripting interface. So once you've saved the script, it hides the password. So it's just a really great way to use those variables and make sure that everything is still encrypted and secure in the script. All right, a few things. Again, this not a ton to actually show here, but I can kind of explain it, and I'm sure you'll know because this was highly requested. We updated 2 of these dashboard metrics for service level agreements. So the average first response time and the average time to resolution, it now handles like pausing ticket timers based upon your service level agreements, and so you'll have some more accurate dashboard information here. Let's see here. We have updated the leads module. So if you head over to leads, here we go. What we've done is essentially added this appointment part into the leads. So if someone uses your like custom website widget or something like that and they create an appointment, it's now visible here and it's got its own section and tab, so you can keep track of those appointments within the lead. So that was a nice add there. All right, Jeremy McSpadden, if you're here today, this was your community development track. And Frank, I'm so sorry, Frank, I don't know how to say your last name, but Goodler? I don't know. Sorry, like I said, sorry. I'll just say Frank G. That quick access icons. I love this so much. So just I'll just show you. So if I start to type in our trusty Larry here, the main request was that if I want to go to Larry's tickets, why do I have to go to Larry first and then click tickets or click assets? So now you have these quick view icons that you can go straight to the tickets, invoices, estimates, all of these amazing things. So this was awesome. In addition to that, you can even launch into a Syncro live session straight from the search bar, which is just incredible, saving you click time. So awesome request. So happy that we were able to do that. Okay, a few other ones, and they're kind of big ones, so I saved them for the end. Bulk edit customers. So we added some new things here. So if you go to customers, we're continuing to add different things that we found that it's super helpful for a smaller MSP, and it's very helpful for larger MSP. So across the board, this has been stuff that's really, really highly requested. But this is just the ability to update customers in bulk. So like if I were to select a few, and of course you can select as many as you want, but if I hit edit now, I actually can choose who, if they're receiving billing emails, marketing emails, all of these things. You can attach the default invoice template, invoice terms, sales tax, things like that. You can see this. In addition to that, what we've done is we've also, in the past, like if you had only one page of like a search that had like 50 results of like 200, it didn't let you select all of them. So now you can select everything. So you could select everything that was matching your search, which is phenomenal. So this is just allowing you to update your customer base with a few clicks, which is super cool. All right, let's head over to scripts. Another awesome add here was the ability to create script categories. So if you just go to view, you can see script categories now here in the view drop down. So you can create, I only have one here, but you can create new script categories. So this one's going to be my uninstall scripts. And where this comes into play is, let's say I'm just in, assets in RMM, and I grab a couple assets here and I'm wanting to run a script, and I go to manage. Obviously this is just one way that you could run a script, but I have the ability to select my categories here, which is phenomenal, highly requested, saves you some search time. And of course, so when you're creating your script, I kind of skipped over this part, but this, and not to say it's self-explanatory, if you create a new script here, this is where you have the ability, you can just add the category that it matches. So you can do that. So very cool. Again, major time saver. All right. So I've got two things left. So this one was amazing, big, awesome update. So portal user update. We're trying to just make it as easy as possible to utilize the customer portal feature. And now you can bulk send invites and things like that. So a couple things that I'll just show you. If you're on an actual customer level, so again, going back to Larry, if I were to just edit his customer page here, so if I were to edit, you'll see that you now have the ability to enable this portal user. You can add them to a specific portal group. You can even require multi-factor authentication. So this is done like manually on a customer level. You can do that. In addition to that, you'll see the same options also on your contacts. So I'm going to start with Brandy as my contact here. You'll see that I don't have an email for her. This comes into play down here a little bit. So if I enable the portal user, since I don't have an email, it's going to ask me to like override and add all of these additional steps. If there was an email, it would be the same options as the main customer one. But then here's where the real magic happens. So if I just go to the main customers screen, and you can do a saved customer search and really define this down a little bit. But again, if I select, however many, I now have bulk managed portal users. So the real awesome thing is you can choose, maybe this is only contacts only, maybe it's customers only, or everybody, you want everybody to be invited to your portal. And then this is where it's nice that you can then select your portal permissions group and enable that multi-factor. So this was really, really awesome. This is just a way, to really manage your customers in a far more efficient way. So hopefully you all found that really helpful. Okay, so I'm sure you all have noticed I have saved Snmp for the last part of just showing you off new things. I'm going to preface this that we are also going to be doing a deep dive webinar for Snmp specifically. So a webinar only on Snmp. So we can, at that time, probably dive into the crazy, intricate technical parts of it. So I'm going to give you the high level. if I see questions in the Q&A that I can answer, I will try. But I will say there is a webinar happening next week. I believe it's on Thursday. And really, if you're in our Facebook group or if you receive any of our marketing emails, we're going to really blast this everywhere. So you'll be able to register probably, I'm assuming sometime this week even. So please be looking for that and bear with me. I'm going to do my best. So Snmp is phenomenal. And as you can see, you can add your own Snmp devices. And then you can choose you can create your own Snmp types and things like that. So I'm just going to drive into this printer that I created. Now, I will say that this actual example that I set up, I don't actually have any printers on this network, so that's why it's not syncing and it's telling me my OID is wrong. But I just want to show you the basics here. So when you are creating an Snmp device, you can give it a friendly name. You're going to choose an asset type. So we do give you some of the most common, but you can create new asset types as well. You're going to need to enter the IP address, the port, select the customer and the monitoring device. So depending on what you're monitoring on the network would probably define which monitoring device you're choosing. Usually you would probably want to choose something that has more uptime if you're wanting to monitor things all the time. So a few things there. I've added my monitoring device. I can see that it's online right now. So that's nice. It does give you real-time feedback. Of course, you can choose to opt into, enabling alerts if that network device goes offline. In this instance, it's a printer, so I don't necessarily care. On this, the example that I have here is more of getting alerts based upon the toner levels. And so a few things that I like to do, I'll just dive in a little bit here. That, if you're doing, a black toner level, I chose the unit name to be percentage so that anything that that reports back is in percentage. So if it's 50, it's 50%. And then of course you've got your OID value as a number. Now, as you can see, I'm getting this warning that this is not on the network. Essentially, it's going to give you that if you type the OID wrong or if it's actually not something that's on the network. So that's why, you're getting real-time feedback, which is nice. You'll get a beautiful green check mark when this is set up properly. And then I'll just kind of go into a little bit more details on the threshold. So for something like this with toner, I'm choosing, less than or equal to 20%, for example. So if black toner goes below 20%, I want to be notified, but I can also choose the duration. So maybe I want to give the on-site staff some time to replace it on their own. And I can say, I want to be notified if it's still low after 24 hours, because then I want to reach out. So I love this example. I love Snmp. I love all of the different ways when we add new things that will help make you more money. So maybe right now offering your services to monitor their printers and maybe you can resell ink to them, that kind of thing. This is a whole new revenue stream. And the most amazing part about it is you're not getting charged extra to add Snmp devices. You're not getting charged extra for an entirely new module, an entirely new revenue stream to your business. So it's absolutely phenomenal. In addition to that, then there's some additional really awesome things. So as you can see, I've got OID monitor recipes. So I had just an example and it worked out because it was just adding a different type of ink. So, maybe you want to monitor yellow and all of the different types of toner that you have in that printer. So you can add recipes. So with that said, if I head back to, I'm just going to hop right back into the list of Snmp devices here. Because from here, you can view the recipes. And from here, you can create your own. And then this was really cool. Just because we are so community driven, we do have the ability, you can send this link. So I know it's definitely been requested. I know everyone wants a baked in community OID monitor recipe right within Syncro. I know that we're looking into that. Of course, I don't have any sort of time frame for anything like that, but this is a close second. You can share your links for that recipe, which is really, really helpful. And you can apply that recipe. Like I said, if you had all of the different ink types for that printer, you could create it once and then apply to all other printers. So pretty awesome, the things that you can do there. Let's see. So again, like I know that I didn't dive into the crazy technical aspects of Snmp. And it's a couple reasons. A, we have a webinar coming up. B, I might not be the best person to like dive technically into Snmp, but we are going to provide that for you. So we're excited to offer that webinar next week. So now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hop over here and just see what kind of questions I've got. Okay. So I'm just going to start with Q&A. So if you guys are just joining us, just letting you know this has been recorded so you can catch up on all of the new things that we've released. It'll go on our YouTube channel. So I'm just going to start going through these Q&A questions. And again, I'm going to do my best to answer. And I'll let you know if I don't know the answers. So the first one, which is the most economical backup solution for file level backup? I would love to hear, you know, what the community is doing. We definitely have a great integration with MSP 360. I think I would keep your ears out to see, you know, other offerings here in the future. But that might be a really great question to just ask in our Facebook group to see what others are doing. All right, Victor says, I'd really like to see either one, the Mac OS features, and two, integration with Adigy. Awesome. Thank you for the feature requests. I know, you know, we're going to continue to work on our Mac agent. So if you're not, I mean, we do have a Mac agent in beta that you're absolutely welcome to enable and just test out the feature set, but we are continuing to work on that as well. And as far as an integration with Adigy, I'm happy to pass that to the team. All right, let's see. Is there a way to enable the emailing of paid invoice for all customers rather than one at a time? Oh, this is the great part of doing live demos. Let's see. I don't know if that's a bulk action, but I will try to find out. So let's see. Let's say if I like filter by took payment, I wonder if you could then multi-select and email. So maybe that would help. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I don't think there's a setting to do it. I think you'd have to do it this way. Let's see here. Ruben says, trying to find the correct OID MIBs for various network devices can sometimes be difficult. Will Syncro create an internal library? So again, I think, you know, we're hearing those requests coming in through Facebook. Maybe something to ask Andy next week when we do that deep dive, but I do think that that's something that we want to work on for sure. Is development track a different Facebook group? No, it's our Facebook users group. I think we've been posting like once every couple weeks. This last time we had over 900 responses, but it's in our main Syncro users Facebook group. It's not a different group. Let's see. And yes, we we need to send t-shirts. I want a Syncro store. That's what I'm going for. Let's see here. Is there a way to do different types of appointments in the embedded website version? Really great question, Chris. I think what you would have to do, so I'll just kind of briefly touch on this because it's awesome, but if you go to website integrations here, you'll see that you've got like the appointment booking module. I think if you wanted to have different appointment types, I believe you would have to, instead of just using the website integrations, I think you'd have to do the custom widgets. You might be able to do it there, but it's not going to give you the option in your just the main website integration that you'll see here on this screen. All right. I'm going to read this one out loud. Recurring invoice question. I bill in arrears for time and bill in advance for services like antivirus, backup, etc. I'm assuming that I should set up reoccurring invoice with billed in advance for services, and unbilled time in arrears will be picked up at that time. Yes, I bill. Okay, bear with me. I'm reading this live and troubleshooting this question really quick. In advance for services like antivirus, backup, I'm assuming that I should set a recurring invoice with billed in advance for services and my unbilled time in arrears to be picked up at that time. So I've seen this done several ways. I've seen this done if you bill in advance, but it's like a flat rate, right? You could probably do bill in arrears and use add any pending ticket charges to pull everything from the prior month. So, or I've seen it done where there's just 2 reoccurring invoices created. So I think you have a couple options there. Let's see here. Unit name is for the unit type will be, choose unit name, ink level is returned. A percentage uptime is returned in seconds. Oh, okay. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for adding that in there. I think you guys can all see the Q&A, so when there's stuff that might be geared more for the community too. Let's see here. Can I set a default filter set for the tickets view? Every time I click on tickets, I have several more clicks through filters to see what I'd like to see 90% of the time. So what you can do if you go to tickets, to hopefully to answer your question as a yes, I would recommend using save ticket searches. So if you create, so these are all the saved searches that I have. So you could create a new search and filter by all of these things. If you make this your default as true, this is what you'll see in your ticket queue every time you head here. And this is user-based. So if you're wanting to look at one view and you want technician A to look at a different view, if you log in, these defaults are based upon each user. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Is there a way to stop reoccurring invoices from pausing once the client's contract is up? If you don't want the reoccurring invoices to, I guess, to respect the contract, you would probably just need to not add the contract to the invoice. So I think what we normally recommend doing, so on a reoccurring invoice, is just for those of you that maybe haven't seen this setting, you have the ability to attach a contract here, subscription related. So you add your contract and you can have it create a new ticket 1 month before the contract expires. And so I think that this would, if you didn't have this included, it wouldn't respect the contract at all. So I guess it just depends on the true use case. Hopefully the ticket popping up before it expires will help you make sure that you are either retaining that customer and you re-up their contract. So hopefully that will help in the long run, having that attached. Let's see. Yeah, there is a different Facebook group. Let me find it for you, Rick. Let me just really quick. I'm sure I've got it up really quick, and I'll put it in the chat. Maybe I'll do this in just a second. Maybe I'll do it right at the end. Or Rick, I might just send you an email, but I can drop a link into the chat here in a sec too. Okay, Kyle wants to know, is it possible to set up an off hours auto reply for leads or tickets? Also, how can I customize the leads reply? Okay, so if you go here to your admin section, you do have an after hours auto responder. So if you go to your PDF in email templates, you'll see you've got, here's where you basically your lead autoresponder and your ticket autoresponder. This is where you hop in and you can edit all of those autoresponders. And then I believe if it's after hours, I believe you'll find that setting in, I think in here, let me just double check. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's see, enable after hours autoresponders there. So you'd have to just click that on there, and then you have the ability to edit those after hours ones as well. Let's see here. Ari wants to know, so why is Snmp a whole new module? I would much prefer it to be an asset type and integrated with the existing assets module. The assets, Syncro devices, Snmp, and custom assets should all be in the same list. Yeah, we hear you. I actually think this is something I would love for you to bring up to Andy next week, because I think that's come up in the Facebook group. I was thinking he gave kind of a response to that, but I think he'll go into much more detail next week on that, because yeah, we hear you. I think this is in regards to the backups question. Victor was saying that they use Backblaze, so just popping that out there. Let's see. Oh, okay, Tony, I see your Snmp feedback. I will definitely pass that on. Let's see what else we've got. Brian wants to know about mobile agents in the future. I'm not going to say no. I don't think I've seen, like an MDM sort of option on the roadmap, like in the near future. Not to say that that won't happen. And then let's see. Okay, cool, Kyle. Again, I hope you guys can see the Q&A, because I think a lot of folks are answering each other's questions. And then, yeah, anyone here that would like to get a one-on-one demo, we offered those for free. So if you're in a trial of Syncro, you've probably got an email from your sales rep. If not, you can head to the website actually and request a demo there. Or if you haven't already requested a demo and you're in a trial, right next to your upgrade account here, right in the app, you'll see schedule a demo. So however you want to do that, you should be able to do that, because yeah, happy to do that. The Mac agent does not have remote access right now. You'd have to utilize a third-party integration. We recommend Screen Connect for that. Let's see. Yes, Randy, I know. We would love to see update options in Zapier, including adding, updating assets, tickets, customers, contacts. Yes, we hear you. We've got some ideas there on that end, for sure. Great question, Chris. How do we sign up for the deep dive into Snmp? So again, this is going to be next Thursday, as long as nothing changes from here to when marketing goes out, and you'll get an email. You'll see it on Facebook. I'm sure we might even do an in-app notification. So I think if you want to go to that deep dive, you're going to see an option to register there. Let's see here. Yes. What about the ability to chat into our system from a public website? Yeah, Derek, great request there. So not something that I see on the roadmap, again, near future, but it's starting to be requested a lot more often. I wonder if anyone's doing that with a third-party tool right now. Let's see here. Is they're coming? Oh, I don't know. The question is there its own API request for Snmp devices? I get some data from Snmp devices over API, but not all. I see the result of a check, but not the name of the check. Interesting. Again, I'm not positive on that. Probably a really great question for Andy. I'm sure he'd have the answer. If he's watching this, I'm sure he's writing all of this stuff down, ready to answer everyone's questions. Let's see. Greg wants to know, any idea when Syncro will be able to sync with clients' Active Directory to pull in contacts? I don't know. I don't know a time. I know that, we have different ways to import clients, but definitely not through Active Directory as of today. Let's see here. Is there a way to sort saved ticket search? I always see the most recent changed on top. So maybe Jay, I don't know if you saw this when I was showing tickets here. So in this screen, of course, anything, you can customize all of these columns. All of the columns are then clickable and sortable. But I would create a saved ticket search, hopefully. I'm hoping that. Is there a way to sort saved ticket search? So I'm assuming you're saying, like, if you go here, it always starts with yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's a way to sort when you're actually creating a saved ticket sort by column. Oh, there you go. You could sort by column here, and then you have your sort direction up and down. So hopefully that'll help. Yeah, you should be able to do that just fine. Let's see, can I change the order that the script categories appear in the dropdown when I run a script on an asset? I don't believe you can change the order. Maybe a quality of life feature request. I don't think you can change the order. Okay, cool. Rick got the Facebook group. All right, let's see. It would be nice if it would send an alert once it expires, but also keep billing. Oh, okay, back to that. Okay, we found several clients whose billing has stopped, and we found out months down the road. Got it. I would make sure that ticket's enabled that lets you know that it's expiring. I would definitely make sure that's enabled. Perfect. And yeah, so another question just in regards to training, we do one-on-one product tours when you're in your trial. Once you've converted to a paid plan, or even when you're in your trial, we do offer open office hours once a week. So it's literally like this, where it's just like rapid fire Q&A, answer all your questions. You can hop in for 5 minutes, ask some questions. I love open office hours, especially for ongoing training, as well as if you add a new employee, for example, in a month, and if they have specific questions, you can have them hop into open office hours. So yeah, but during your trial, we absolutely offer the one-on-one product tours. All right, done with that. Okay, when can we start support Chromebooks? Because there is a huge market with schools and all use Chromebooks, so please advise. Thank you for bringing that up, Charles. I will bring that to the team. I don't have any sort of time frame for you on that. How do I get invoices in Syncro to sync to Quickbooks? So we have a really great Quickbooks integration, whether it's Quickbooks Online or desktop. Once that's enabled, based upon your settings, any invoice that you create in Syncro will automatically sync to Quickbooks. So no need for an additional connector or anything like that. Okay, let's see. Off topic, I love off topic. Let's take a little break. Is the Syncro logo in the white frame behind you done on E-Link? So this is amazing. We found a local, just a local metal worker, and I sent him the logo, and he did that by hand, like free-handed that. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks for noticing. Let's see here. Chat does not work for the Mac agent yet, and Jonathan, I don't have a specific time frame today. Let's see. What else? How would invoices be emailed from different mailboxes? Tickets come in through help desk, but I would like invoices to go out as invoices, not help desk. So John, currently we have multiple inbound mailboxes, only one outbound mailbox. Definitely something that is highly requested. I'm not sure exactly if it's on the roadmap. you have the option to do like your own SMTP. I don't necessarily know if that's a solution for what you're looking to do, but I will just show, like, if you go to your admin section here, you can enable our SMTP option here. Again, I don't know if that allows you to do anything with multiple outboxes, but I know you can use your own server if you have that, that enabled. Let's see. Supports webhooks from, Randy uses talk.to. It's free or brandable for $15 a month. Supports webhooks and some other options for website chat. Awesome. Thanks, Randy. The ability to run a script directly in Syncro Live. Yeah, command prompt and PowerShell for now. Other than that, yeah, you'd have to run a script outside of Syncro Live. Okay. Kyle says, I missed where to change the off hours auto reply checkbox. So it's right here, actually. It's right in Mailboxes. So I'm right here. No worries. It's here, and you enable after hours autoresponders there. Let's see here. Is there a way to convert, merge a manually added asset to an RMM asset? Yes, you can merge assets. So let's see here. Let's see, what do we got? If we've got an iPad and a Syncro device, if I were to do that and actions, is this, if anyone knows the answer to this, yeah, I can't remember where you merge an asset. Geez Louise, it's been a while since I've done this. How do you merge this? This is gonna break my brain because I know you can do this, but I'm having a hard time remembering how to do it. Shoot. I know there's like an expert in this room that is like, Crystal, get it together. Anyways, I know you can do it. I'll see if I can find the answer. Let's see here. How would you use the multiple inbound emails? What I've seen happen a lot is that, like, if you're, let me just go back into a mailbox and just show the settings, because what I found is that if you have someone that's emailing you to support at, as opposed to like sales at or accounting at, if you have it create, you know, tickets, you can choose the issue type, which could then trigger automated like ticket automations and things like that. So if it was like support at, you might want the issue type to be, you know, whatever you'd want it to be here that could trigger something different. Also having like the status available and assign the ticket to a specific person. So if they email accounting@yourcompany.com and I'm like, oh, well, this should always go to Joe, for example. So I think that would be the use case for multiple inboxes. Where do you get the OID values in the Snmp model or module? Where do you get them? I think it depends on where you're, like, what the device is. But yeah, I mean, I actually don't know exactly where you get them. I know that they're not like in Syncro, like you're not like searching in Syncro for them, but I'm not exactly sure like where you would find them. You get to the mailbox by going to admin, and it's down towards the bottom on the left, and mailbox. Do I need custom mailboxes? I don't see the edit mailbox page. So once you click on mailbox, you'd have to create a new mailbox. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's see here, hopping through this. Oh, I love this. everyone's telling me how to merge things. So let's go to assets, and you probably already figured it out because I think you guys can see this. But let's say I want to take this asset and I go here, actions and merge. Then I can choose my destination asset. And yes, they can be like this iPad. It doesn't have to be two Syncro devices. So thank you. It's so funny. I think that with everything new that I learn all the time with Syncro, I forget certain things or forget how to find something. Perfect. I love how many people helped me answer that question. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost through these Q&A and we're looking good on time. I think I can grab these last couple. Let's see, roughly late last year, there was an issue where multiple tax rates were not correctly applied on bundles. I had to stop using bundling at that time. Do you know if that has been resolved? Peter, I don't know. You probably have to test it I don't know if you have an account still. If you need a new trial, let me know. You can email me at crystal@syncromsp.com. If anyone is not in an active trial and you want one, let me know. I don't actually know if that's been changed. Let's see. Brian says you can find OIDs from either Google or doing an Snmp walk. Love it. Thank you. Feature requests allowing merging multiple items from the main list rather than just two at a time. Yeah, I hear you. I've heard that one actually before. As far as this last one, I see from Luke, draft invoices. So yes and no. I will say anything that you create as an invoice, once an invoice is created, it is viewable on the customer portal. But once an invoice is created, the email doesn't automatically go out unless you, so on a regular invoice, you'd have to go actions and email the customer. On a reoccurring invoice, unless you have that setting automatically email, it's essentially going to, email customer the PDF. If you don't have that, it's essentially going to create the reoccurring invoice. You can edit it and then choose to send in bulk after you've gone through all of them. So it's kind of the answer is a little bit yes and no. They don't automatically email unless you want them to, but they will show up in the customer portal once they've been created. All right. Whew. Whew. All right. I've got 2 minutes left. My Q&A is now empty though. Happy to hang around if there's any other questions, but it seems like that I think a lot of you will really, really, really enjoy the Snmp deep dive next week. And I'm sorry if there were certain questions I wasn't able to answer, but hopefully you all found this helpful. Again, it's recorded. If you didn't hop in until the end, it is recorded. Check out our awesome blog. Our marketing team is phenomenal. Everything that we release, as quickly as we release it, they release with really, really good content. So check that out. But really, thank you so much for joining. I love doing these. I love showing you all the cool things that Syncro does. So again, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. It's crystal@syncromsp.com. Other than that, have a fantastic day and we'll see you next time.